Should you stay or should you go? On this day in 1992, England's Prime Minister announced that the Prince and Princess of Wales, Charles and Diana, would separate. The news sent shockwaves through the world. And that's why we're doing the Should I Stay or Should I Go spread today. I'm Ross Cessna from Spiritual-Phoenix Studios. The summation of the spread is basically, have you ever had enough of your relationship? Like, do you feel like you've had enough? This spread was created for a person deciding whether to stay in or leave a relationship. We can also say job or anything like that too, right? If you're at a crossroads in your life, let's use this as a baseline. But before we get started, we're going to breathe in through our nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out through our mouth for 4 seconds, and then hold it for 4 seconds. So breathe in. All right, and that's called box breathing. It's a really good relaxation technique, especially if you do that a couple times. It can help center you. It's actually also called Navy SEAL breathing because it can really reduce anxiety. With that said, we are going to get in with the reading. The first question right out the rip is this relationship worth saving? 3 of Cups comes up in reverse. This is kind of no, right? There's hedonism and indulgence here. This can be a relationship that maybe looks good on the surface, maybe feels good most of the time, but really isn't healthy. And that can be somebody who's maybe just attractive, but we don't like their personality, or somebody who treats us badly, but we just don't want to be alone, right? There's something not emotionally right with it. How do you feel when you are together? This is part of the problem, right? It's the Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant in reverse is kind of like you're going against what you know, and you're following your heart. So when you're with them, you feel like you're following your heart, and this can be like creating this story around somebody who you know isn't good for you and who has like all sorts of red flags. But this is different. This is your pet project. This is a person you can save. You can show them a better way to live. If only they could see this one thing, they'd be completely different. Yeah, it doesn't really sound that romantic when you put it that way, does it? How do you feel when you're apart? It is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and this is part of the problem too, right? Dependence and indebtedness. So you feel like you should give them a little bit more of your time than you should. And this, again, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a job. It could be something else that you're at the crossroads with. But the thing is, you're giving way more in than you're getting back is how it's looking thus far. And you over-associate who you are and your identity with a connection with this person or job or whatever. So, have they done anything unforgivable to you? Cards actually say yes for this, and it's interesting. You have 2 of Pentacles. This is about balance and adaptability. This says that they've, whether it's the job or the person of interest, they've done some shit that you probably normally would not accept. But because you saw them differently, you figured you'd give them an extra special chance, right? Give them an extra special opportunity because you see something in them. And that really does come from a sincere place, but it can also be problematic. And the next one is this relationship abusive or controlling? And it's interesting because the actual meaning of this card would be like, this is a no card. Five of Cups is generally a no card, but how it's presented in this deck is literally like that, like you're emotionally controlled by somebody. So Cups are about emotions and 5s are about adversity. This is like conflicting feelings about it. So it might be one of those things where you consciously don't feel controlled, but there is some element of them actually being controlling or emotionally abusive. Additionally, 5 of Cups is about like loss and regret and bereavement. So there's this constant state of maybe shame or guilt that's lingering around this person or job in you, that it just doesn't feel right. Do you feel good? And that is the big question, right? And I can't pick the card up for whatever reason. It's the Emperor in reverse. Emperor in reverse is largely about feeling like you're being overrun, feeling very passive, like you're not in control. So the short answer is Do you feel good? No, ultimately you really don't. Sometimes we end up in these really bad relationships that we call twin flames in a lot of these circles, and we stay in these situations way longer because we've told ourselves the story that this is the person that we're supposed to end up with. And if we just allow ourselves to suffer through this long enough, eventually there will be a light at the end of the tunnel for this relationship, and we will get the reward of having the ideal romantic partner. But it's all predicated upon the suffering of their injustices towards us and us being like wickedly saint-like in navigating it. And it's exhausting. It will wear you out and it will make you miserable. I say that as a product of that line of thinking. Are you settling for less than you deserve? This is the interesting thing. Like, don't take this the wrong way. No, it's the death card in reverse, and this is about change and transformation. Are you settling for less than you deserve? No, because you don't think you deserve any better than what you're getting is like the way that I would take that. And until you change the fact and see that you actually deserve better, you're settling for exactly what you deserve, because what we have in our lives is relative to how we think. And I'm not saying this in like this very like catch-all new age way, because I think that that's bullshit, but in a very nuanced way, I think that there is the way that we think about things really does shape our reality, and how we think about ourselves shapes the relationships that we're in. I think there is truth to that. Can you really be your true best self with this person? So here's the thing. Card says yes for this, and it is King of Pentacles. It's about discipline and controlling. If you had enough discipline, maybe you could be the best version of yourself. Here's the thing, maybe the best version of you isn't the happiest version of you, and maybe the best version of you sacrifices a lot of themselves for somebody else who doesn't necessarily deserve that kind of compassion. I think a lot of times we get so focused on the best or this or that we forget to focus on what actually matters, how we feel about it, and the energy that we wake up and approach every day with. This has been a big thing for me on my journey, understanding that it's more so about being happy than it is about being right all the time. And that may sound contradictory to people that know me personally, but I do sincerely believe that, even if I'm not always able to act upon it. Happiness is more important than being the best. So can you be your true best self? Yes, but maybe not for your own better. Do you really want this relationship? Ace of Cups comes up. Yeah, you want the relationship. You really want to pour all of these emotions and all of this energy into it, or you really want to pour the energy into the job. Like, there's a level of you that obviously wants that, which is what makes this challenging. Should you stay? The Fool card comes up, and traditionally this is like a yes card. In this sense, I'm going to take it as a maybe. I think this says be open, right? Be open. Should you go? And this is the interesting thing too, right? Devil card in reverse comes up. Devil card is about like addiction, codependency, unhealthy attachment. Devil card in reverse is about breaking that bond. So there's, should you go? I honestly would take the Devil card in reverse as a yes, even though I think it's expressed as a no. I think it's a should you go? Yeah, like, should you stay? You can, if you have an open mind and you're more observant to it than looking at it from the same line of thinking. Like, if you need to gather more information before you make your decision, do the Fool card, like open mind and like new beginning. Say, hey, we're going to look at this differently. We're going to look at this with a new set of eyes and see what unfolds. Let's see what happens from this point. If you stay with that attitude, that's fine. Should you go? If you recognize the utter bullshitness of the situation and you're willing to just walk away from it, yes, like, get out of there as soon as possible. And with that being said, I hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, drop a like, leave a comment, let me know. Check me out on all my other social media. I'm going to be switching up my format here a little bit. Try to make higher quality videos that are a little bit better, but less of them. So quality over quantity. And with that said, I hope you'll have a blessed day. Peace. Thanks again for checking out my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe by hitting the Phoenix down below and check out more of my videos over there.